Happy Virgo season. Let's go over some of your favorite celebrities who happen to have been born under the star sign of Virgo. Rest in power to Kobe Bryant, talking about doing things to perfection. When Virgo sets their mind to a task and they're committed to it and they're in love with it, they have no other desire but to do it to their very best ability. And to me, Kobe is the physical embodiment of that kind of drive. Prince Harry is also a Virgo. He was the first one in the family to break away from family traditions and expose some of the racism that was going on within his own family and culture, which was unheard of. You know, that interview that he did with Oprah. You know, it used to be a time when they didn't talk about these things. Like, we all knew what was going on, but he was the first one to use his voice to put words to what we were feeling. And for that, we will always celebrate him, because that is a very Virgo thing. Virgo was sent to Earth to use their mouths, their communication skills, to heal people. And him marrying a woman who is not white is evidence of that. Virgo tends to marry outside of their ethnic and racial group as well. If you notice, Kobe also married outside of his racial group. Mercury in astrology is the planet of communication, so it does not surprise me that Tyler Perry created an entire apparatus of communication under which he makes plays and movies and shows where he gets to put to words some of the experiences that marginalized groups don't get to have celebrated on TV screens. And just like Kobe and Prince Harry, Tyler Perry is also married outside of his ethnic group. Next one is Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas is very vocal about diabetes, which is a disease that he suffers from. He also married outside of his ethnic group, and Nick Jonas is a heartthrob all over the world, and you can see that kind of precision, that kind of control in all of these men. Next one is Adam Sandler. I actually don't know who Adam Sandler is married to, but there's a little bit of like childish energy to Virgo, and I think Adam Sandler embodies that really beautifully. His sense of humor is very innocent, and that's really all about Virgo being the virgin of the zodiac. He has a very childlike way of delivering very funny scenarios to us, and he's just very heartwarming when he's doing it. It makes us feel good. Next is Billy Porter, who played Patel on Pose. And for those of you who are familiar with fashion, before all these straight guys started dressing more feminine, there was Billy Porter. Billy Porter was the first celebrity to consistently go on the red carpet wearing clothes that really challenged these gender norms. Again, Virgo's here to challenge, to speak up, to change social dynamics, and to use their voice to heal the world. And I see that in all of these personas. Next, we have the one and only Beyonce. Nothing needs to be introduced or said about this woman. She is the embodiment of Virgo energy to perfection. Her having a Mars energy that is at Leo definitely makes this even way more potent. Everything she does is so precise, and her stamina speaks for itself. There is no performer of our generation that comes even close to the level of precision, artistic vision, and delivery, and worldwide span that this woman has. Cameron Diaz is also a Virgo. Can you see that by how clean her skin looks? Do you see that innocence in her face? Again, I don't know how old this woman is, but she just seems like she is settled, she is grounded, she is healthy, she's beautiful, and that smile is just so heartwarming. Taraji P. Henson, one of my favorite Virgos. I love when she speaks because all that comes out of her mouth is just the truth. And sometimes the truth is beautiful, and sometimes the truth is ugly. But whatever it is the truth. And that is what Virgo's here to do. They're here to heal by speaking the truth. And Taraji's, to me, she's amazing. Like, I cannot get enough of this woman and like her realness, like how grounded and real she is. It's truly inspiring. Amy Poehler is also a Virgo. Can you tell by how goofy she is and yet controlled? She's so funny, so sweet, so beautiful, but she doesn't hide behind her looks. She just lets her personality shine. And Virgo energy creates like a little bit of a quirky, weird personality. So Virgo is both controlled and weird. And Amy is not afraid of letting her weirdness shine, and that's what we love about her. Because any insecure Virgo would just hide behind her looks, which obviously she's got good looks, but she's not afraid to just be human, which is what an evolved Virgo looks like. Pink is another one of my favorite Virgos because Pink will tell it like it is. And she's very good at what she does. You know, when you listen to her music, all of it is filled with empowerment, affirmation. You can tell she takes no bullshit. And, you know, if you want to mess with her and be in her energy, you got to be ready because she's not the one to play around with, okay? And she lets me know that up front when I'm listening to the music. So I love that. It's like, be yourself, you know, live your life and let people know who you really are. And that's what a healthy Virgo will do. Before you even approach them, you should already know they're not up for any nonsense. Salma Hayek is also a Virgo, and that's someone else who married outside of their ethnic group. And Pink didn't marry outside of her ethnic group, but she certainly married outside of her culture because her spouse is very different in terms of like the stuff that she's into. Virgos tend to marry people that are very different from them. Same with Beyonce. Her husband is very different culturally from, you know, how she grew up. Salma Hayek also married outside of her ethnic and cultural group. And she is just elegant, she's beautiful, she's down to earth, she's sophisticated. This is another personality where you look at her and you think, oh, she's beautiful, she can just be beautiful and quiet. And she just transcends that and leans into her weirdness and her uniqueness, and she's not afraid to celebrate that. I still think about her performance in Frida, and it takes my breath away. Yes, Frida the movie is what I'm referencing. Made after Frida Kahlo. And lastly, we have the one and only Michael Jackson. If you ask anyone off the street who's the best pop star performer of all time, I would be very surprised if Michael Jackson does not come up. There's a reason for that. Virgo is dedicated. Virgo is hardworking. Virgo is precise. Virgo is all about making the world a better place. A lot of Michael Jackson's songs were about just that. And that's what we loved about him. Rest in power. Michael also married outside of his racial group. Actress, singer, and model Zendaya is a Virgo to the T, okay? Continuing with this theme of dating outside of our racial group, she definitely falls under that. And being very good at what she does, this woman has received 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, as well as a Golden Globe Award for her artistic abilities. Virgo is actually one of the most creative zodiac signs as well. Next, we have Ava DuVernay, who produced a documentary on Netflix called 13th. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. It's about the 13th Amendment and how the 13th Amendment has everything to do with the disproportionate representation of African Americans behind bars. Again, here's a Virgo who's using her voice to change the world. And she does it with such class, such precision. It's all backed by research and science and concrete and factual, just like a good Virgo is. These are the facts. Like it or hate it, this is what it is. Is anyone at all surprised that Bernie Sanders is a Virgo? I didn't know this until I started putting this together because I wanted to have a wide variety of personas, not just celebrities. And when I learned this about Bernie, I was just like, yep, that makes sense, because his whole platform was about equity, right? Social justice. And he was very passionate about it, and he didn't care how old he was. All that is very Virgo. Virgo is highly idealistic, just like our sister sign Pisces. Did you know One Direction had 2 Virgos in the group? Yes, Liam is a Virgo. I meant to include him in my slide, but somehow ended up with Chris Pratt, who is obviously not a Virgo. And lastly, Warren Buffett, businessman, entrepreneur, philanthropist, is also a Virgo. And you can tell that by his very humble upbringing. You can tell that by his desire to communicate with the masses about how to accumulate wealth. You can tell that by his dedication to do things correctly with a sense of integrity and a very clear moral compass about the right way to make money and the wrong way to make money. He's very big on transparency and honesty in investments and the stock market in general. So what do you think of this list? Who are some of your favorite celebrities who are Virgos that I excluded? Leave them in the comment box below. You can book your astrology reading at intuitivehealing.com. You can also watch videos at Intuitive Healing here on YouTube for Astrology 101 content.
Listen to the Aquarius podcast on Spotify, as well as here on YouTube for your horoscope. If you're interested in astrology and love connections, you can visit at Styled Under Libra. And of course, for health and wellness and holistic healing, visit at Styled Under Virgo for all of your astrology content. Thanks so much for watching.